Hey everybody, welcome to Who Gives a Shit, the podcast that asks the most important question. Who gives a shit? So, CJ, man, I had a pretty eventful week, dude. How about yourself, man?
Mine is eventful, but it's more, it has to do with gambling losses than anything else. How was your week, buddy?
Well, I spent the weekend going to a nudist resort. That was super fun. It was actually like super relaxing and like soothing, and because it's like right next to a lake, and they got like hot tubs and swimming pool. You can go inside and like play naked pool. They got like a dance studio in there. There's all sorts of shit going on, but man, it was laid back as hell. And on top of that, there's like titties everywhere. It's awesome. And I've been in prison. I was in prison for a long time, so I'm able to tune out dicks. I don't even see the penis anymore.
I can do that too. I have no problem doing that. But I've always wondered, are you able to like tune out the fat chicks that are naked?
No, I can't quite do that. But I mean, that doesn't really bother me.
No, no.
There are exceptions, but generally speaking, I'm just kind of like, it's not like I'm like. I don't know. Some people really get bothered by it, but I don't really care.
My fear at one of those nudist colonies that I see an old lady naked. That's not what I want to see.
Well, what's your definition of old? There's a bunch of like 40-somethings and 50-somethings there, but I didn't really see anyone older than that.
Yeah, 50 is when we're all right. You don't get to take your clothes off in front of me. 40, early 40s, I could do, but like when you start to get like AARP age, no, you're not allowed to be a nudist.
Well, a lot of these people also are fairly fit. Like, I don't know, I guess because they're naked all the time, that's like, well, how about let's not be gross?
It's not even that, dude, because like I could ignore a young fat chick that's naked. That to
Although
me,
you're sounding very un-American right now, man. America was founded on fucking old ladies, in case you didn't know. Benjamin Franklin literally wrote a book about it.
Well, that is true. It's just like it would fuck with my headspace a little bit, because then I would start to think of my older relatives, and then it would take me out of the mood, and I wouldn't be able to have a good time, really. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it sounded like you had a good time, man.
Yeah, and afterwards I went to a rope tying class and was tying chicks up. That's fun.
Now,
Always a good time.
Taught by Dr. Bill Cosby, any chance?
It was not taught by Dr. Bill Cosby, but there's people in the BDSM kink community that teach this type of stuff. Although there's like there was this old man in the back, and he was sitting there practicing tying himself up, and this dude was fucking quick. I was like, oh damn. I mean, back in the 70s, this dude must have been getting his freak on like it was going out of style.
I mean, yeah, why not, dude? The 70s had to be the best time, it was full bush air. If I had to go back to...
Oh, I forgot about that. You're gonna have to part the canopy to get up in there.
Yeah, dude, that is the best time for women, in my opinion.
It seals in the moisture.
Whenever a time machine does get invented, I'm just going back to the 70s and I'm staying there.
But man, actually the nudist colony thing, like stuff in work have been getting a little hectic, and it's been fucking hot. So I've been kind of stressed out. Dude, I got back feeling like $1 million, dude. It was amazing, man. So what about your week, man? You talked about it a little bit, and I was like, uh-oh. Did you have another come to Jesus meeting? Only none of that gay shit?
No, so I'm not gonna quit gambling. I'm just down quite a bit. And right now, I'm studying, trying to get my game up, just trying to tweak it. And it seems, man, no matter what I could do, I'm just losing constantly. I mean, I got hit with a 2-outer this morning. I had trip queens, and there's 2 sevens in the deck that could make me lose the hand, and I hit one of them. So when shit like that happens,
you got hit with the nuts.
yeah, it's very painful when you go on, streaks like these. But it's just part of the habit, I guess. So I'm just gonna float my way through it and see what I end up.
Well, damn. Well, let's get in. Well, let's get into the show, dude. So, what's your first story that you got for us this week?
I'm coming in strong, man. So this is a wide covered story, and I actually did not go to the media outlets to first discover this one. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he brought it up. But I have a headline from a sports outlet, and the hint I'm going to give you is it's a major TV network, and I have never brought it in before. And the headline is Simone Biles raises awareness for Olympic athlete mental health.
Oh no. Dude, this hit like pure, like there's like tumbleweeds going in my brain, man. I can't even think of who would say that. Man, you got me bad. All right. What is it?
It is NBCSports.com.
It just what? Okay, fine. Well, shit. So, I mean, I know a little bit about the Simone Biles thing. It's funny that you heard about this on Joe Rogan's podcast. So anyone listening that's a big fan of Joe Rogan's podcast, just Google search Joe Rogan's nipples, and then you're going to be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that?
Dude, even worse is Joe. So I actually saw Joe on my birthday one year. We went to go see him at, I think it was the Detroit Opera House is where it was. And his fucking stomach, dude, it is so fucking roided out. His belly button looks like, like the ball and chain, like you see in those old prison movies.
Yeah.
His belly button looks like that ball. Like, it does, dude. And it's fucking weird. Like, there's no hole in it. It's just a giant knot in the middle of the stomach. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And he's wearing a shirt that's like 3 sizes too small. So every time this guy moves, his shirt starts floating up. And it's distracting to look at his belly button the whole time, man. It's fucking weird. But anyway, yeah, so this is huge, man. People give a shit about this to a degree that I have never seen or brought into the show before.
Yeah, literally everyone I brought this up with in casual conversation had something to say about it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of angles on this. There are the government of Taiwan is getting at Japan for its strict drug policy because they're very anti-amphetamine because of World War II and the kamikaze pilots. Because I guess these guys, before they did Pearl Harbor, they were all messed up, and the Japanese government seems to think it's the meth that made them crash the planes into jet carriers. But Um, and
Yeah.
then there's their
Typical
mental
government.
health.
Gotta just blame the meth.
Yeah, the mental health side of this, where all the mental health advocates, aka fat chicks on Twitter, are saying that Simone Biles is a hero for not going to the Olympics because she's addicted to Adderall. And yeah, there's so many sides to this. And really, it's not the real story here, from what I can see, as having. I'm on Adderall, so I know a little bit about it. And for her to say that she's like depressed and suicidal because she doesn't have Adderall, that is her. I think that's her like playing it up a little bit. Now, and obviously, it would suck to not have Adderall, and I think it would affect her performance in the event, which is probably the real reason that she decided to bail out. But if she puts it like that, she might be looked at as a pussy to some people. So I think she tried to make this a mental health thing so people could be more sympathetic to her dropping out.
Oh man, my gut instinct was to give as little credit as possible. When I thought about it and I was like, you know what? She's probably gonna get more out of this than actually competing.
Oh,
If
she
you're supposed
already
to be at the
has,
top,
dude.
go
Like the
ahead.
amount of people that had offered her money, and she getting endorsement deals from lifestyle brands. Like Wilson offered her some money already, I think, and there's plenty of other companies, and she getting exposures on podcasts and all kinds of interviews and all that shit. And the having been on Adderall and like consistently and then not having it for a couple days, it sucks, dude, and it'll throw your game off. But you're not gonna be like, oh, I don't want to live anymore. I need to jump off a bridge. That doesn't do it. It doesn't do that to anybody, man. Like you'd have to be like a real deep tweaker to even get to that level.
Damn. Well, like I do kind of wonder what the I don't know. Why do you think that she pulled out? Do you like what do you think was going through her head when she decided that?
Well, I think she pulled out because she knows that. Because what I can tell you what Adderall withdrawal does to me. Okay, it makes you very tired and it makes your bones ache. Now, I'm not. I'm also not a gymnast. I know this is shocking to everybody that I'm not an Olympic athlete. But I can imagine that if you're going through Adderall withdrawal and all you want to do is sleep and your bones ache, that's probably not the best position to be in when you have to perform for the gold medal. So I think she just dropped because she can't have her Adderall and she knows that it sucks to go without it. But at the same time, if she said, look, I can't perform to my best without this drug, people are going to think that she's like a cheater and that she's using the drug for performance enhancing purposes. So I think she took the
I
mental health
isn't
route.
Adderall a perform? I thought Adderall was a performance enhancing drug. I thought that was the point.
Oh, I mean, if you ask the Japanese government, they think it is. Where I see
Well,
this is,
they're not wrong. They're not wrong.
I don't think it would enhance your performance, but what I do think is that she's been on Adderall for so long that she just can't imagine life without it. Like, I don't think she just takes Adderall when she has events coming up. It's not the Adderall that makes her do flips through the air and shit. But I think she's been on Adderall for so long, daily, that she can't even, like, function without it, which is
Hmm.
a lot more likely to me because I've been there and in that place. But the mental health thing, I feel, is just a way for her to shield criticism, and it backfired like 100%. Like, there's plenty of Olympic
Really,
athletes who give a shit about this
what?
too. But
Every time I see someone play the mental health card and they're a female, people immediately are like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Incredibly accommodating.
yeah, yeah.
So to hear that this is backfiring on her, how does that work? What?
Well, there is a lot of tennis players. Men in the world of tennis are apparently not happy with this development. Now, I had no idea that there were crossovers between Olympic sports, but apparently that she's not a real athlete according to this dude who plays tennis because she bailed out on the Olympics. That guy, by the way, went on to lose his tennis match and smash his racket. The guy that said that. Which is the funniest part of this story because he was a real boomer about it. Like, he's like, oh, you're ruining the honor of the sport by bringing your mental health struggles into it. And a real athlete would keep their composure and handle themselves with class. And this guy just gets fucking
Yeah,
his
athletes
ass
are really known for their
served to him
composure.
in the tennis match. And he starts smashing the racket like he's fucking what is that guy's name? Monroe. Fuck, I can't think of his first name. I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know.
But they're the tennis. Somebody will call in and tell me who it is. But they're the tennis player who his whole thing was is if he would lose, he would John McEnroe. John McEnroe, that's his name. John McEnroe's bit was whenever he would lose, he would take his racket and throw it at the dude sitting in the chair, keeping score. And I always thought that was funny as hell. But, I don't give a shit about the Olympics, period. And I think I think the mental health route that she's taking is very predictable and pretty corny, really. But also, the people criticizing her, it's like, you're wasting your time. Why do you give a shit? Like, this isn't even your sport, and you're commenting on it. Like, it had no effect on you, yet you seem to really care about it. It's really... And then Joe Rogan is spurging out on the Japanese government about how they shouldn't have such closed-minded drug policies, and everybody should be doing DMT before they do the pole vaulting event, and it's all stupid all around.
Yeah, and it is weird because everybody does. Maybe it's because I guess at some point, pretty much everybody has watched an Olympic event at some point. It just kind of has a way of getting around, so maybe everybody can relate to it. But I mean, shoot, in the machine shop, most people are like, Twitter. That's pretty much all it boils down to. They're like my mental health is shut up. Go
What
do some
I
flips.
think
Shit.
would
Like,
have been, I think the best way to do this would have been, I don't feel comfortable without my Adderall, so therefore I am withdrawing because of that. I think that would be the best way for her to carry this out. Now, maybe her lawyers told her that wasn't a good idea because Adderall is illegal in Japan. So maybe she just warped the nutcase so she could, you know, get out of legal trouble. I don't know, but it just the whole thing is pointless, man, and I could really care less. And until they involve pole dancing in the Olympics, I'm not ever gonna watch it anyway. So.
When I first heard this, I was surprised that she was competing because the shelf life on these girls is really low. Like they usually only ever go to maybe one or two events, and I like I don't know. I guess since I last heard about her, I guess in my mind it was long enough ago that I just figured that she had moved on to being a commentator or whatever the hell else. But no.
Oh, I'm 100% sure because of this, she'll be popping pills on a Wheaties box in no time. I can't see it going any other way.
Right. Well, you want to get
But yeah,
this week?
people give a shit about this for some reason because they have nothing else better to do.
Yeah. Yeah, something to talk about at the water cooler, I suppose. Now, my first topic that I'm bringing in, there is some stuff that's going on in the world, and I'm sure that people think that we're going to end up talking about it. And I know you know who we're going to be talking about, and that's Chris Chan.
Doing your mom.
Now, we're not going to talk about Chris Chan on the main stuff. We're going to do that on a bonus episode. So we're trying to touch bases with Catfish and record a bonus episode with him before he goes to court. So hopefully,
that's right. Our resident Chris Chan expert. We're hoping to have a conversation.
He is our Christorian, and dude is doing the Lord's work. Let me tell you, this dude lives a interesting life. I'll tell you that. But no, that is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is wrestling. So I would give you the headline and stuff like that, but you'd never be able to guess the outlet. Now, I did find a new outlet that is one of my favorites. This is actually pretty good as far as news outlets are concerned. It's brobible.com, and here's the headline. Domino's is pissed because the AEW ran the perfect ad while a wrestler got his head sliced by a pizza cutter.
Now, what? That is hilarious, and really, I don't see why Domino's could be mad. I think that's good marketing, but
it's great marketing, and they're all fucking butt mad about it. Like that. So I can get. They're even threatening to pull all their ads and shit. And I don't know if they really even are. This is wrestling, man. You never know for sure. What if it's kayfabe?
Dude, America loves reckless violence and unnecessary calories. Put two and two together. Why would Domino's be mad? This is the perfect advertising for their business.
Now, I'll tell you who does care about this. Oh, moms.
Oh, man.
So, do you remember? No, you don't remember. This was too long ago. Anyways, wrestling used to be real edgy, and then Linda McMahon wanted to get involved in politics, and they started cleaning the image up and making it more family friendly. So
I remember I was alive for when I was around when I was watching wrestling. It was 2004, 2006, around then. And that was right when they were getting onto the edgy stuff and turning everything to PG so they could market to kids and sell their video games and toys and all that shit. I remember I wasn't around for when it was at its edgiest. I obviously watched that later, all the stuff in the 90s with Stone Cold and the Bird and all that shit. That wasn't on when I was a kid, but
yeah. Oh, dude. D Generation X, like those were some badass times in wrestling. That was the only time I ever watched. I was the right age where I really hadn't and also there were so many badass stunts and shit like that. Like I was watching when when Mankind got thrown off the Hell in the Cell. Like that was fucking awesome. But now you got these moms super pissed about Chris Jericho getting his face cut up with a pizza cutter, and then a pizza or Domino's pizza ad popping up, and they got a fucking pizza cutter sitting there cutting pizza on the fucking ad while this is happening. Like, because it's one of those slide in ads from the side.
Credit to
it was perfect.
Credit to the marketer at AEW for actually using advertising to sell a product and not some bullshit virtue signaling, which is mostly what advertising.
Yeah, that shit's
now.
funny. And it's not even a bad ad, dude. You can get a 3-topping pizza for $7.99, and well, I mean, some of the shit that people were trying to act like that people were saying was just, I don't know, like, it almost seems like people were just feigning outrage to feign outrage, and they were just throwing out hypotheticals like, oh, well, what if my son is now traumatized to eat pizza because they think the pizza sauce is blood? I'm like, no one is thinking that. Get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, your kid probably knows that wrestling is fake and he's watching it still. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't care about the pizza sauce being blood or whatever. But I could absolutely see some Karen calling up AEW and being like, this is outrage. I don't want to have to parent my kid. It's time for me to drink barefoot wine out of a box. God damn it. It's your job to teach my kid moral values.
Yeah. And, you know, it's also wrestling. Like, moms have been fucking freaking out about wrestling forever because, like, you know, you hear the urban legend where, like, you know, well, to my knowledge, this did actually happen somewhere, but, like, someone pile drived, like, their younger brother and just paralyzed them from, like, the neck down and shit. And, I mean, shit like that happens. And then here come the moms going, like, wrestling is corrupting the kids.
Dude, when I was growing up...
that's the furthest thing from... wrestling is just ballerina for men.
Yeah, when I was growing up, though, that don't try this at home shit, like, as soon as they got back from commercial, they would just flash that. There would be a big-ass banner at the top of the screen. Do not try this at home. Do not try this at home. Because the Karens were full force on McMahon's ass about wrestling, because it's wrestling's fault that your kid went and did something retarded, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. It is pretty dumb. Now, thankfully, the outrage is fairly minimal and very mockable. So it's more just entertaining. Like, I'm more happy that good marketing happened. When I saw the video of the actual ad popping up, I just died laughing. I'm like, that is fucking perfect. Like it like, that's why BroBible.com got it exactly right. They knew what they saw. They had the perfect ad. It drummed up buzz. People are talking about it. An actual ad is on the screen if you're going to look at what this is. And there you go. Pizza. Who doesn't like pizza? So, I mean,
it got us mentioning Domino's. I haven't even thought of Domino's in like 6 months. So, a good job on the marketing team over there.
They make a decent chicken parm sandwich. It's not my go-to. Like, nah, not really.
We like, got, I don't know if you have Little Caesars.
I don't want to have a pizza debate because we're going to have 1 million people calling in. So for everyone that knows, we talked about French fries last episode. Holy shit, people give a shit about French fries. We got like, I don't know what the fuck happened. We got so much fucking feedback from that.
Well, let's just have one debate every week about a food item and see where that takes the show.
Yeah, highly original, right?
But
although really, that is all I got to say about the Domino's things, man. You want to get in to catch a Redditor?
Absolutely, dude.
All right, let's fucking do it. So here's one about Simone Biles.
From r/Olympics, DJ Smithsonian writes, depends on where you get your news. Right-wing media has been celebrating the U.S. shortcomings and failures because it somehow gives them justification for being anti-woke. Imagine celebrating your country's losses on the international stage in the name of spite. Power Panty Girl writes, she put a goat on her uniform. That's how big her ego has gotten. If any other athlete had done this, they'd be scrutinized and criticized. If you can't handle the mental component, don't do your own reality show.
Reddit, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Reddit is right again. That one.
There was a couple of issues that we're talking about where, yeah, Reddit was on point. Pretty the names of those people, the Panty Party. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's pretty decent. Let's go to let's get into the pizza. Let's see what we got. What Reddit's saying about pizza.
From r/squared circle, Count Kaio writes, you know it wasn't actually Domino's approved because the pizza cutter appeared to be effectively slicing what it was on. Source every shittily sliced pizza I've gotten from them over all these years. Rogue ALX1 writes, this is the real Pizzagate.
And again, fucking Reddit is right. I have gotten some shitty sliced pizza from Domino's more often than any other place.
I mean, that's why I stopped ordering the regular pizza. So rarely ever do I get a regular pizza from Domino's. If I get one, it's the thin crust because that's so easy to pull apart that you don't have to worry that they didn't cut it right.
Right. Well, let's get into one where you're talking about Sarah Palin next here, CJ. And let's see.
From r/politics, KZZ314151 writes, it's sad when current Republican senators make her look smart. 3-Putt Bart writes, the writers on SNL will definitely have more material to work with if she does. Loose Streaks writes, Chris Hedges has some good interviews on the future of government and politics in the U.S. If that infantile orange clown managed to rally them, what will happen when a competent dictator shows up? This is a textbook example of what leads to fascism and genocides.
And this dude posted that when it
is... Sarah Palin is the next Adolf Hitler.
And this dude posted this shit out of fucking nowhere. Like,
Reddit, I knew you wouldn't make sense for too long. I knew you would be right back on your retarded bullshit without fail.
Well, of course they are. We just happen to be picking things that Reddit, like every once in a while we'll pick some shit where Reddit just happens to be right. And the next one is that way too. This is about a false arrest that happened in Hawaii.
From r/news, Egbert Souse writes, not mistaken identity, unaccountable incompetence. M1K3TV writes, we don't know how to deal with the mentally ill people because we don't deal with mentally ill people. We usually just jail them or crapshoot medicate them.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's quite the take, you know, and
based, and if I dare say furthermore, quite red-pilled as well.
I mean, I've talked about it on the show, but I pretty much lived through that, so I could tell you that it's definitely true.
Yeah, I've lived through it too, and it's entirely true. Like there's a lot of times in the American psychiatric system that they treat mental health like playing Dr. Mario. They just keep on throwing pills at it until something works.
Yeah.
But let's get out of To Catch a Redditor. And let me talk about my last story for the week. So this is pretty messed up, man. It's from a news post that you'd never guess it because it's the Honolulu Star. But here's the headline: mistaken identity lands man in Hawaii mental hospital for over 2 years. So let me give you the rundown of what happened. This guy is literally waiting in the equivalent of a soup line. And while he was doing that, he fell asleep. Some cops saw him and thought that he was some guy that had skipped out on like drug probation from 2006. They they charged this dude up and they go, "Hey, you're that guy." And he's like, No, I'm not. They're like, "Well, yes, you are. So we're going to throw you in a damn psych ward because you're babbling nonsense right here. How dare you not say that you're this guy here you go. Off to the fucking psych ward." He was locked up for 2 fucking years.
Oh, dude, you're gonna make me
like
do.
a motherfucker.
You're gonna make me do work as a police officer? Yeah, you're totally crazy. Lock him up in the fucking psych ward. I'm done with this.
They didn't even check the picture. They didn't check his prints. He didn't have an ID. So, like, how he. There's so many failings all over the place for something like this to happen. His attorney should be disbarred for this because he could have just contested this in findings court and said, "You didn't find that this guy was that dude. You didn't do anything to verify this man's identity." And he got falsely, like, there's so many people that should get just burned for this because going to prison is one thing. Getting locked up inside of your mind, that is the only place you have free when you're locked up. It's so dark what fucking happened to this dude. And it's like, I give a shit about this one.
Yeah, this is another story that reminds me why I back the boys in blue, Adam. I mean, it's important that a police force gets the praise for not doing
didn't you put a thin blue line Punisher skull with a Trump wig on the back of your wheelchair?
I actually have a thin blue line eagle. It's a eagle with the blue stripe on the back. What could be more American?
For those that don't know, I know for a fact that you do have a thin blue line wall scroll right next to the Pan-African flag.
Very true. It's the best place to have it to confuse the fuck out of people. Oh,
I'm so glad that you got that shit, by the way. That fucking made me laugh my ass off. But, everyone's take on this was pretty much straightforward. That, this is the type of stuff that really makes people lose faith in the system. And if they had any at all. And for the people that have been through the system, it just affirms what they know.
Right, yeah. So, did this guy get any, money? Any, I'm sorry from the city?
He fucking better. It's a little bit too new of a story. So the story itself is breaking now, but he got let out, right before COVID. So he's been out for, a year and some change. And he managed to go live with his sister, out in the East Coast somewhere. So he doesn't really want to be bothered about all this shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if the dude did have a little bit of mental issues, being homeless and everything. But God, the fucking cherry on top on this fucking story, the guy that they thought he was, this dude that skipped his probation, he was currently locked up when they arrested him. This dude was locked up in Alaska over that same charge.
So they can't even keep track of the guys that they arrest. Incredible.
Yeah. The gross incompetence is disgusting. And I don't know.
Good job, boys. You locked him up. Now you gotta figure out if it's the right person or not. 3 years later. To protect and serve someone, I guess.
Yeah, and on top of that, while this dude was inside the psych ward, every time he told them that he wasn't this guy, they thought that he was playing crazy and put him on more meds.
Yeah, that sounds just like what a schizophrenic would say. Here's some antidepressants that make your mental condition worse. Oh man, I feel for this guy. I hope he at least gets some chocolate covered macadamia nuts out of the deal.
Damn, I love those shits too. But hopefully, I hope he gets a couple $1,000,000 of worth of chocolate covered macadamia nuts because he should take these people for a ride. And I do hope that the people that did this to the guy have a really hard time reconciling with it. I hope it keeps him up at night. I really do. It's such a messed up thing to do to somebody.
Well, lots of things keep cops up at night, but the one that seems to always, they seem to always wrangle with is 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's the problem that keeps cops up at night.
They're usually up late at night just brainstorming on how to make black men gay. I'm just glad to lock them up to make them gay. You know, that's what they do. That's what they're known for. But I mean, that's really all I got to say about this, man. What's your last issue for this week, dude?
The last issue I have for this week is it's a doozy. It's not my favorite one of the week, but it is oh shit, I forgot. Hang on. I forgot what the title is. Adam, do you have it with you, on you? I forgot what the headline is. Dropped the ball on this one.
Hold on, I can get it.
Because it's about Sarah Palin, but there were plenty of different takes on this. And I came back to me now.
Here's...
If I remember, it's Sarah Palin. It's a quote from Sarah Palin saying that God wants her to run for Senate.
Yeah.
And you know what?
She's doing.
I'm with God on this one. I absolutely think that I can't get enough of this lady. We already have like 3 dumb broads in Senate and Congress. We might as well just add another one.
I don't want Sarah Palin to run again. She needs to make room for the young hot senators that should be coming in there.
Dude,
I mean, we got...
You don't think she's got MILF status?
No, she has a feature that kills it for me.
Tell me about it.
I can't deal with the crazy eyes, dude. She's got the crazy eyes.
Those are naive eyes. They're different than crazy eyes. She's too dumb to be insane.
Nah, you're tripping, dude. She's got crazy eyes. That's what kills it for AOC for me, too. She's got fucking crazy eyes.
Well, yeah, yeah.
She's so hot. I'm like, nope. Absolutely not.
That's why I fucking laughed at that Hitler comment earlier, because she's too stupid to be anywhere near.
God. She's gonna ask God if she should do the if she should start the Fourth Reich.
Hey, Jesus, should I invade Poland or not? What do you think about Warsaw? God.
She's like, should I shoot the potato gun in my backyard into Russia?
Oh, dude.
Ask God.
I love Sarah Palin. I always have, and I hope this goofy bitch does run for whatever position she wants, because
I do find some of the drama in her life very entertaining.
She's got
her daughter getting knocked up. What the fuck? Like, her house is such a fucking mess.
Yeah, dude. Imagine Teen Mom, but it's a fucking senator, isn't it? Instead, that's what's gonna happen if Sarah Palin makes it to political office again. It absolutely should be.
I never really thought
a thing.
Like, I don't know. I never really saw why people were all that attracted to her. But no, Nail and Palin, on the other hand, that was actually worth the watch. So, I mean, I gotta give her credit on that. But I thought the McCain-Palin run was such a that was a weird one, dude. It seemed like they brought in the fucking B team to try to run for president or something.
Well, it's one of those where they know they're gonna lose. Like, so I like to use sports analogies, because I think that's the best way to do it. So think of a preseason NFL game. Are you really gonna make Tom
Okay.
Brady play all 4 quarters? No, he's gonna play maybe he's gonna play a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half. Yeah, and before halftime, you're gonna have the second string guy in there. So if you're coming from the Republican side of this, you know you're gonna lose. You got a black guy who wears shades and can roll up his sleeves. Of course you're gonna lose. Nobody's gonna beat that. So why even bother putting your best in there?
Oh,
What was funny to
this
me
fucking
was
Sarah Palin.
what was funny to me is
So how,
that
does she like voicemail God? How the fuck does she get the return like notice on that?
wait, what?
When she's like, I'm gonna see if God wants me to run for the Senate. How does she know? Is she like, yes, there'll be a bird that lands on this branch if God wants me to run for Senate?
Well,
Staring at
God
trees and
has
shit.
to tell her to get up out of bed in the morning, or else she'll trip over herself while she does it because she's so fucking stupid. But I do think that I love it when people think that they're important enough to be messengers of God, and it never gets old.
But God's omnipresent. He's always thinking about me, just me, no one else. In fact, he
If
made
I
this world
had
for
to
me.
guess right now, God is probably eating Ruffles watching Sopranos, not thinking about Sarah Palin at all. But it makes me laugh whenever people say, "Oh, God's telling me to do this." Really, really, because it seems like you don't even know why you want to do this yourself. Uh, but Sarah Palin is
Yeah,
a
if I was God, dude, I would just be forming another planet and putting a bunch of stuff on it and watching my own version of like dinosaurs versus cowboys or something like that. Like what? I definitely wouldn't care about some dumpy broad out from Alaska that was apparently looked all right. What fucking 13 years ago?
I think she's still got it, man, and I think she should absolutely be in the Senate. If AOC
You
can.
just said that if someone's like over 50, they shouldn't take their clothes off.
No, I
What the
don't
fuck
want
are
to
you
see
talking
her.
about?
I don't want to see her with the clothes off. She's not hot in that way. Do you understand? She's hot.
What, you don't want to see the wrinkly, saggy sweater puppies?
No, no. She's hot in like a business shirt kind of way. Like a nice red like shirt that you would wear under a blazer, and maybe a black work skirt, like some formal office wear. That is what Sarah Palin is hot, and I don't want to see her naked doing the spread eagle on a Playboy cover. That's not what I'm into. But I think if we can have crazy broads like AOC have any power at all, we should let the other side come in, which is a retarded religious lady from Alaska.
Oh, man. If someone could just like spoof God's voice or something like that and just be like, show him your tits. Because apparently she'll just do whatever. This, like,
Dude,
oh,
you
no,
don't
there's
think
there's
I'm
like a
doing
quote
that
about it.
right now? I'm trying to get Morgan Freeman on the phone as we speak, so we can
I
use
forget
it.
who said it, but someone said like I don't trust people that say they do things when God tells them because it often corresponds with what is most beneficial to them.
Yeah, it's just like
It's just
when
an excuse.
my old pal George W. used to always say that Jesus Christ would approve of what he's doing in Iraq. And maybe if Jesus is the oil baron,
No,
maybe he would approve. Who knows? But this is That reminds me
We're gonna
of
have to
that
get out of
old
this topic pretty
school.
soon because God, we got some voicemails.
Yeah, it reminds me of that old school religious outlook, and I love it. And I'll close this out by saying, I hope you do make it into Senate, and you don't have to kill moose for a living to feed your family.
Damn, yeah, fucking Sarah Palin. Well, well, let's get into our voicemail segment here. So, we got a bonus episode up. So, that's CJ and I talking about gambling, all the things associated with gambling, went deep into the gambling. So, check that out at patreon.com/WGA Shit Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at WGA Shit Show. And also, if you want to get in contact with us, give us a call at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit. And here's our first voicemail of the week.
Hey guys, Artie here. I just heard your episode where you're talking about the Washington former Redskins changing their name to something lame. And I was just thinking, how long do you think it will be before they have security guards out there kicking people out of the stadium who wear the former gear that said Washington Redskins?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I personally, I don't think it'll ever come down to that level. But what I do think is I think if you were to wear a Redskins jersey, you'd probably get harassed and maybe some shit thrown at you if there's a crazy white woman around.
Now, the funny thing is, I find that entirely plausible that they would kick you out for wearing the Washington Redskins stuff. They'd say something like that you're supporting racism and the NFL doesn't support for that and blah, 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 blah. But, that's solid question. Good voicemail. Damn. All right, here's our next voicemail of the week.
What's up, guys? Throwing my hat into the ring for the shoe. What the fuck? I didn't say shoe. I was gonna say fucking shoe fries. The French fries fucking debate. And I hate how, like, curly fries are kind of gay, but they are by far the best tasting fry. There is no other French fry that you could put in the fridge for a day and take out and still be edible. So, I have to say curly fries. Rock on, guys. Love the show.
Appreciate it. Well,
I don't know that guy. I don't know who he is, but he is correct. Curly fries are number one. Even though they do have a gay shape about them, they are number one. And it's simply...
I don't like the curly fries that are like spiced and stuff like that, like the ones you get from like Jack in the Box and stuff. I love those.
Arby's.
And but
Arby's.
I don't really. They're not exactly French fries. Like they're really fucking close in my mind. Like I don't know. I guess they're kind of like a sidestep. I do love them.
They are, to me, they are my favorite cut of fries, and it's because of the longevity of them, which he mentioned in the voicemail.
Nice. Well, let's get into our next voicemail of the week.
Hey guys, I'm the czar of French fries. This is how I talk. I'm one to say that steak cut fries suck, and shoestring fries are at least a little bit better. On the other hand, shoestring fries always come out soggy wherever I get them. So, you know what? Either have somewhat thick cut fries or regular cut fries. McDonald's fries suck. I don't care who you are. They're like husks of what fries are supposed to be. There's just really something wrong with those fucking things. Anyway, I'm Captain Blackbread, the French fry czar, and that'll do with that one.
What's up, Blackbread? I think he's kind of right about this.
No,
Like,
I love McDonald's fries.
As soon as you
man.
said steak cut fries, I was like, fuck, you're right. I hate those things. I hate them so much. Like, so much.
Yeah, they suck. But I love
Like
McDonald's fries.
it's possible
man.
to get them to not suck, but man, you got to dress them up and do all sorts of shit. That is not what's up.
You can if you put parsley on them, they're really good. They're the place I used to play cards at, where they have a blend of spices that they put on their steak fries, and if you do that kind of shit, it is edible. But I have to disagree with the McDonald's take, because I love McDonald's style fries.
I like McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
I do like McDonald's fries, but I know it's because I got mind hacked from a really young age. Like the same way that every once in a while I'll want some road tar from a Marlboro. Every once in a while I'll get a craving for a McDonald's French fry. Oh, well, let's get into our next voicemail of the week.
Hey, one of the things I actually do give a shit about is French fries. And goddamn it, the kind that is the worst of any of them, it's fucking crinkle cut. It's like,
Ooh.
what purpose do they serve aside from just being useless? It's you got so much potato, it never actually gets cooked. It's like, it's just shape. Is this for kids? Is that it? I don't know.
Well, man, he's kind of right. Now, here's why. Crinkle cut fries actually are the worst type of fries, but that's because any place that serves crinkle cut fries sucks ass. No one actually fucking makes them right. Like they're always either undercooked or overcooked, or they're all shitty. And they're all you get them from like fucking Aramark like cafeteria bullshit. Like they're not good.
Dude, I
They're
was
never
gonna
good.
say I've never had crinkle cut fries anywhere that weren't just overcooked to the point where they're black, which is why they suck so bad.
Yeah, they're bad, and you would think that they wouldn't be, even though it is just a shape. If they were properly prepared, and you were a sauce fiend and just couldn't get enough ketchup, you'd have some ridges to get more ketchup on it. That's about the only use I could think of. But they will never get made right wherever they are. So just fucking forget about it. All right, let's get in our last voicemail of the week.
Hey guys, Charlie from Canada. Guys talked about French fries last week. Good to see that you guys are ripping off Asterios and Sarancha's bits from like 6 months ago.
Shit, they
Anyway,
got the monopoly
I'm here
on French
to
fries.
nominate brown paper bag fries as the best kind of French fry. I'm not sure if you guys have this down there, but up here, we have these French fries that are like kind of soft in the middle, so greasy, they're like flexible, they're almost like a pool noodle, and they come in a brown paper bag that will just drench and absorb all the excess grease. They are so delicious. You don't even need ketchup or anything, or like any other shit like that. So yeah, brown paper bag fries. Also, on how long to drive before you to get pussy, the proper answer is depends on how fucked up the pussy is. I mean, I would drive an hour and a half away if I could take a piss on someone, but you know, if the only thing they want to do is Netflix and chill, yeah, no, you come to me, bitch. You come to me. Anyways, stay horny. See you guys.
Charlie, I hate to inform you that you're wrong on both accounts of what. Now, brown paper bag fries over here, they're called home style fries. That's what we call them. And although they are not bad French fries, and I would put them pretty high up on my list, they are nowhere near the curly fry. And what gives brown paper bag fries their flavor is 9 times out of 10 they're usually cooked with old oil. That's what makes them taste good. And they leave the skin on it also, so that gives it a new flavor. Now, as far as driving an hour and a half for pussy, that is unexcusable, Charlie. And under no stance. You could shit in her mouth, you could do whatever you want with that woman. It's not worth an hour and a half drive, man. It's just not.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, there are times that I've driven really far, but that's because there's like already been arrangements and stuff like that. Now, if you're just like tail tracking, just trying to get whatever you can, yeah, it ain't worth it. Like,
And by the way, even if
yeah,
you have arrangements, I'll challenge what you just said, Adam, because even if you have arrangements, you shouldn't be fucking with girls that live an hour and a half away from you.
Well, I got stuck in a long distance relationship for a little while I was coming out of high school. Like my high school sweetheart and I, she went to a different college that was just like I moved to Houston, she stayed up in Dallas, so I'd make that drive all the time and go up there, and I'd stay up there for like a week, and I'd hang out with my old friends and hang out with her while I was up there. I mean, I guess that's driving for pussy.
No, you got to get out of there like a wigger driving down 8 Mile, man. You cannot do long distance.
If I'm driving that far, there better be something else. Like, not just getting pussy. There should be something else there that can kind of cover the time that it takes. Because, I mean, it took me a while to realize that my time was valuable and that I really should value it. And if someone is trying to inconvenience me and really take my time, fuck that. Get some act right. Meet me in the middle. Do something. You know?
Absolutely. Well, it was interesting to hear everyone's mostly incorrect takes about French fries. Nevertheless, I do appreciate the interaction with the audience.
Yeah, like the interaction. So, well, I mean, that's really all we got for this week, y'all. See ya.
Stay horny, everybody.